Welcome back. Or am I welcoming myself back? So today is January 31st, 2024. And, well, we've been here before. I haven't posted a video in quite a while. Not a lot's changed. You can tell the environment's the same room, same guy, almost the same beard. Haven't done a video in a long time. And I think the last thing I did was some lives. But I just haven't been feeling it, kind of lost the bubble back sometime in October. And from there, it kind of went downhill. Just got disenfranchised with the whole idea of putting all the work into videos and putting them out there and sharing and doing the lives because I don't know. I think that's what the natural rhythm of things. I think people get involved and they're all gung ho and they really want to do this, but uh, after a few months, it wears you down. I mean, unless you're one of those people who captures lightning in a bottle. And I'm not mad at people for having that experience. It just hasn't been that way, and I know that it takes work. And this whole journey for YouTube land probably will not generate revenue for me, but I'm not looking for it to do that. But what I was looking for, I don't know. I don't think I ever found it. I don't think I ever defined it. Maybe that's even better. Can't, but you shouldn't expect to find something that you haven't defined and looked into. So I didn't do it. There's Robert Bubba Baker out there. He's still doing it, doing great. Of course, Carrie with Homestead How is still doing. You've got folks, the Poco Moonshine families. JT is still doing. A lot of people are still doing it. My Metamorphosis and so many others. I still see um, Carnivore Kip and people out there doing it and going through those cycles. I have it goes through cycles. We're up, we're down. Put in time. We put in effort. You edit your videos and then you put it out there for the world to see. And that's just the nature of what we do here. So I thought for the past couple of weeks now that I would make this video, or I would go live, or I would do, or I would whatever. But the truth of the matter is, I didn't. I think a lot of that stems from uh, being embarrassed. Embarrassed that I quit. I stopped. I allowed myself to be swept away in behaviors that aren't positive, that don't reinforce some ideals that I hold to. Yes, you could accuse me of being human. I don't know. Drinking tea now. I'm easing off the coffee. Hasn't been a hasn't been a great time, but that's what I'm doing. But no, actually, no. Drinking the tea has been good. Everything else has been tough. Retirement isn't for sissies, that's for sure. There's a lot that goes on. Anyway, I thought I'd just do an update video, let the community know that I'm back out there again. I'm watching some of your videos. I'm making a few comments here and there, but mainly it's just lurking and working towards re energizing what has been coined the proper human diet. And there you have it. That's pretty much it. In the intervening time, so October to November to December to January, okay, 3 months. In the intervening time, of course, the weights come back. I still am not stepping on my scale. I got into a no scale November back in September. the end of September and started to not step on the scale on a daily basis to be all worried about it. That was around the end of September. So didn't do it all of October, didn't do it all of November, December, or January. However, I've had to go to the doctor a few times in that intervening period, and there you go. I found out my weight's right where I was always at, right around 300 pounds. Not close to being down 25 pounds or so, but 30 pounds. But you eat fruit cake and you eat lots of cookies, half a dozen a day, and everything else under the sun. And guess what happens? Your weight, it comes right back. No, I heard a funny. I read a funny. Someone put down in their social media, so it's not mine. I don't know who to give attribution to, but um, it isn't mine. But it said muscle cells die, skin cells die, but fat cells must be saved because they never die. They just go on and on and on. And I thought that was kind of funny. I know I probably didn't do justice to it, but if you think about it, your fat cells, of course, they do die. But um, I think I've read somewhere before where what happens to our cells is they get filled up with whatever they're supposed to be. If it's a muscle fiber, filled up with what muscle fiber is filled with, and that's like with the bodybuilders and people. They can build new muscles and they have new muscle cell, obviously, but you go through hypertrophy and getting bigger, or they can atrophy, right? And the same thing goes for fat cells. They can get really big to a certain point, and I'm sure Dr. Ben Bickman and all those medical people can talk at length on that, but they get larger volume until the fat cell says I can't take any more. Of course, it's leaking your triglycerides and all that at that time, but then you might get new. I think they said somewhere around, I don't know, 40 pounds, 50 pounds of weight gain, and the body will start making new fat cells. So what this means is when you go through the diet and you shrink down the volume, the cell is still there, right? But when you shrink down that volume, um, it's still ready to be filled up the moment you decide to eat improper. You know, that'd be the one reason I would see an advantage to something like liposuction, or do they do a cryotherapy now? I don't know, but um, suffice it to say that my dormant fat cells were replenished. But I will have to admit, not to um, such an extent that none of my clothes fit. My smallest clothes didn't fit, but I wasn't into my largest clothes. Win there, right? Um, I also noticed that I've gotten back down into ketosis a little quicker, a little easier. I have a little bit of MCT oil that helps prime the pump, stop eating the junk. I'm using keto chow drops. I'm not being sponsored, of course, by anybody, but I did some keto chow drops, and I also have the keto chow. It's the minerals and electrolytes, and I take a magnesium at night, and I am doing some Lugol's, 2% iodine, one drop or two drops in my water. I started out with a pretty egg centric diet, egg centric, and of course beef. Always thrown some other things in there, and the wife made some wonderful, wonderful chicken nuggets the other day. Um, she got this recipe off of a group she's in. She's now doing light keto. I think she's pretty good at it. But she made these things that just of all things, canned chicken, cheese, and one egg. And you take the canned chicken, it's all shredded, it's a little soft. And she puts in a can of chicken, a cup of cheese, and one egg, mix them up, makes these little um like chicken nuggets, right? And then she bakes them for whatever time it takes to bake them, and they're quite satisfying, and they are quite delicious, and a lot of protein, a good amount of fat. So I'm really liking that. And yeah, I'm just trying to get back into some routine again. Let's see, now that it's almost February, the weather is somewhat better. We went through a cold snap. That was pretty brutal. Here in North Alabama, when it gets down below freezing, that's pretty brutal. But we were down to single digits, and I think we had negative temperatures. I'm not positive we got to like a minus temperature free air, but I know we had a lot really cold wind chills. And the snow that we did get, very little. With my house, we probably only got maybe an inch and a half, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but it stayed for a week. And down here, that's a pretty significant issue. But let's see what else. Oh yeah. And then 3 weeks ago, I ended up in a car accident. And we're fine mostly. My wife she had her sternum was highly aggravated and bruised, and my hands. I was at 10-2. I'm an old guy driving 10-2. Can't quite close this hand all the way yet because my finger can't open it or close it all the way, but it's getting better. But yeah, they're bruised up pretty bad, and we're still making sure everything's working right. But I would think so, and I do believe I might have passed out a little bit. But car is totaled. We don't have the car anymore. Now we're going through the wonderful little insurance dance. Yay! I have to admit, though, it hasn't been all brutal yet. I mean, it could be worse. It could be much worse. And the other person who was at fault, just prayers for that person because um, her life has been radically changed. And I won't say that it was for the better. I'm hoping that in long term it is. I hope long term there's better outcomes. But that's pretty much been it. Just trying to get back into the swing of things. I figure if I start now here, I started in January, not with January 1st. I don't want to be um, put into that group of people to start these New Year's resolutions. And I'm not trying to do it on February 1st. So I'm not at the beginning of a month. It's just do it now. And so I'm doing it now. And like I said, just finding ways to fill my time. Did more work on my pavilion. I finally have the privacy fence done around my pavilion, and not all the way around, but on three sides. And so enjoyed a nice fire yesterday. It's kind of nice with the windbreak and the roof over your head to sit out in front of the fire and just um, watch videos, read books, do things. I'd like to try to make a video out there. We'll see about doing that now that I have some things done out there, but it's not by any means perfect, or it's not going to end up in any kind of home magazine like, oh, look at this great idea. Look what this guy did. How wonderful. No, it's in betwixt, it's all, me and some guys helping, a couple pros here and there, but it's just a place to burn wood and relax. It's not a what do you call that? Like a Verbo advertisement for sure. But other than that, everything's well, and it's good to get back out on the tubes and to see what's going on. All right, this has gone on plenty long enough. I'll let you all go. I hope you've had a good time these past 3 months, and I'll be checking in on you all more and look forward to sharing some more details as we go along. I don't know how often I'll do it, but I'll keep up with it and let you know. Are we gonna do this anymore, or are we gonna let it go to the wayside and do something different? I have been picking up some additional things, getting back into old hobbies, still trying to do a little whittling and do a little bit of rock work, lapidary work, maybe, and not doing the guitars, particularly since my hands won't work. I think I need to just put those away, de-string them, and put them away. And that's what happens. You start new things, you let old things go, hopefully. All right, now, y'all take care. Thanks for coming along. If y'all would hit the like button, that'd be great. If you drop a comment, that'd be even better. Just letting people know I'm still alive. Okay, y'all take care.